Most people wake up, grab their phone, and let the world dictate their day. But what if you could step out of that cycle? What if the very first words you spoke each morning could activate God's favor, open doors, and transform your life before the rest of the world even stirs? That's the power of a 5 a.m. prayer. It's not just about waking up early. It's about commanding your day spiritually, mentally, and financially before anyone else has a chance to influence it. Speaking the right words at this hour aligns you with supernatural favor, shifts obstacles into opportunities, and positions you to experience breakthroughs others only dream of. This is your moment to take authority, establish victory, and watch doors open that you didn't even know existed. Success loves preparation, and preparation starts at 5 a.m. The very first moments after you wake up are the most powerful moments of your entire day. Most people underestimate this. They think, oh, I'll just roll out of bed, check my phone, grab my coffee, and see what happens. And that's why so many people live reactive lives. They wake up late, start reacting to the world, and by the time they're aware, they're already behind. But you right now have the chance to do something different. You have the chance to command your day before the day commands you. You see, the early morning, especially around 5 a.m., is not just a quiet hour, it's a spiritual window. It's a time when heaven is closer to your heart, when distractions haven't yet pulled you off course, and when your mind is fresh, untouched, and ready to receive divine guidance. This is the hour where alignment with your purpose, your destiny, and your breakthroughs can begin. Think about it. What you speak first thing in the morning sets the tone for everything else. If you wake up thinking about problems, stress, and obstacles, that's exactly what your day will echo back to you. But if you wake up speaking life, speaking victory, and declaring breakthrough, then the universe, and more importantly, God's favor, starts to move on your behalf. Your first words are like planting seeds, and the first hour is the richest soil. You are literally shaping the energy of your day, whether you realize it or not. That's why speaking a powerful, faith-filled prayer at 5 a.m. isn't just a ritual, it's an act of authority. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm not a morning person, I can't wake up at 5 a.m. But let me tell you, this isn't about your comfort. It's about your results. The discipline to rise early is the discipline to take control of your life. Every moment you spend in those early hours speaking over yourself, over your family, over your finances, and over your opportunities is compounding unseen victories. The world isn't moving yet. Your competition isn't thinking yet. And your challenges haven't started to press on you. That silence, that stillness is your advantage. It's a spiritual advantage, and those who seize it see things shift faster than those who wait for the chaos of the day to dictate their outcomes. Imagine the contrast. Two people wake up, one at 5 a.m., one at 8 a.m. The person waking at 8 a.m. immediately starts reacting. Emails, traffic, responsibilities, complaints. By the time they're fully awake, they are already in the energy of struggle. But the person who woke at 5 a.m. has already prayed, declared, and positioned themselves. They've spoken victory over their day, they've acknowledged God's guidance, and they've aligned their mind, spirit, and actions before the pressures of the world even arrive. That 3-hour difference is not just hours, it's power, favor, and advantage. And it's not just about time, it's about intentionality. You are intentionally telling the universe, I will not be moved by what I see. I will command my circumstances through faith. This isn't some passive thinking or hopeful wishing. It's active declaration. It's speaking life where others speak fear. It's claiming peace where others are anxious. It's taking your authority before anyone else has a chance to try to take it from you. And when you do that consistently, day after day, something supernatural begins to happen. Your life doesn't just improve, it transforms. Doors open that weren't there before. Opportunities show up that you didn't expect. Problems resolve in ways you didn't plan, all because you decided to take authority in the first hour of the day. You can't underestimate the power of your first words. They're seeds, and like any seed, What you plant is what will grow. If you plant victory, faith, and alignment with God's promises, that's what will flourish. But if you plant worry, doubt, and fear, that's what you'll harvest. That's why this 5 a.m. morning prayer is so important. It's your opportunity to plant the right seeds. It's your chance to declare your day, your life, and your destiny before anyone else has a say in it. So make the choice. Rise early, speak those words, declare your victory, command your day before the world wakes, and watch how your life begins to shift in ways you never imagined. Most people spend their lives letting the world dictate how their day goes. They wake up and the first thing they do is check emails, scroll through social media, answer messages, and react to whatever comes at them. By the time they've done all of that, the world has already taken control of their mind, their emotions, and their energy. And that's exactly why so many people feel stuck, frustrated, and behind every single day. But you have a choice. You can decide that your day will not be dictated by outside circumstances. You can take command of your life before the world even opens its mouth. That's the power of speaking a focused, faith-filled prayer at 5 a.m. It's the act of stepping out first, of claiming your authority, and setting the trajectory of your day in alignment with God's favor. When you pray at 5 a.m., you are positioning yourself ahead of every challenge, every distraction, and every opposition. The world hasn't even started pushing against you yet. Your competitors haven't begun their day. The problems that usually press on you haven't even arrived. And the chaos that most people spend hours reacting to hasn't begun. This is the quiet before the storm, and it is in that quiet where true power is cultivated. To command your day before the world gets a word in is to operate in the space of intentionality. You're not just hoping things will go your way, you are taking authority, declaring your alignment with God, and stepping into the day with a position of advantage that most people never even realize exists. Think about it like this. Life is a series of battles, and the first fight is always for your morning. If you wake up late, groggy, and reactive, you are immediately on the defensive. You are responding to pressures, reacting to stress, and letting circumstances set the tone of your life. But if you wake up early and speak your prayer with authority, you are already on the offensive. You've claimed the day before the day can claim you. You've declared victory, you've spoken breakthrough, and you've positioned yourself in alignment with favor and opportunities that others miss entirely. By the time the world wakes, you're not chasing success. You're already living in it. This is more than just a spiritual practice. It is a practical strategy. People who rise early and pray consistently don't just get ahead spiritually, they get ahead in business, in relationships, and in every area of their life. Discipline in the morning compounds into advantage throughout the day. Your mind is sharper, your decisions are clearer, and your confidence is stronger because you've started the day intentionally rather than reactively. That first act of authority in the morning sets the tone for your words, actions, and decisions for the rest of the day. And when you repeat it day after day, it becomes a habit that transforms not only your mornings, but your life. Many people underestimate how much influence they actually have in the first moments after waking. They think, I'm just one person. I can't change the world with a single prayer. But you can. Your first words, spoken with faith, have the power to redirect circumstances, to protect your family, and to open doors that would otherwise remain closed. It's not about luck. It's about intentionality. It's about commanding your circumstances before they have a chance to command you. That is how victories are secured. That is how miracles begin. And that is why the 5 a.m. prayer is not just a suggestion. It's a necessity for anyone serious about breakthrough, influence, and lasting success. By taking control of your morning, you are sending a message not only to the world but to yourself that you will not be reactive, you will not be moved by fear or frustration, and you will not allow circumstances to dictate your outcomes. You are creating a space where your faith leads, your focus directs, and your purpose unfolds. And when you do this consistently, you begin to notice a pattern. Doors open, challenges resolve, opportunities multiply, and your life begins to align with the destiny that has always been waiting for you. So don't wait for the world to tell you how your day should go. Don't wait for circumstances to force you into reaction. Take authority. Command your day before the world gets a word in. Speak your prayer at 5 a.m. Declare victory. Align with divine favor. Step into your day not as a passenger, but as the driver. There is something supernatural about claiming your breakthrough at the very start of your day. This is not just about habit or routine. This is about activating favor, unlocking opportunities, and positioning yourself to receive what others can only hope for. When you pray intentionally at 5 a.m., you're not simply speaking words, you are declaring alignment with divine power. You are opening doors that have been closed, shifting circumstances that seem immovable, and creating momentum that carries through the rest of your day. Most people wait for life to give them a break. They wait for an answer, a sign, or a change in circumstances. But the truth is, the breakthrough doesn't come by waiting. It comes by taking action in faith before the world even starts moving. That's why the 5 a.m. hour is sacred. It's the hour when heaven and earth seem closest, when your voice carries weight, and when you can command outcomes that will set your day apart. When you wake up and pray, you are intentionally stepping into a position of advantage. You are saying, I refuse to be passive. I refuse to let circumstances determine my life. I am going to align myself with divine favor, and I am going to move in authority. That declaration is powerful. It creates energy, it attracts opportunities, and it shifts the natural order of things. What might have taken weeks, months, or even years can begin to shift simply because you chose to rise early and speak the right words. Timing is critical. There is a window of spiritual momentum that opens in the early morning, and those who recognize it seize breakthroughs that others will chase all day without ever catching. It's also important to understand that breakthrough is not just about material gain. It's about clarity, wisdom, favor, and the alignment of every area of your life with your destiny. When you pray at 5 a.m., you are setting your mind, your spirit, and your actions on the path that has already been mapped out for you. You are inviting divine guidance to steer your decisions, to open doors of opportunity, and to provide the favor that multiplies effort. Most people rely on effort alone. They grind, they struggle, they fight, and yet their results are limited because they haven't tapped into the supernatural dimension. But when you start your day in prayer, you combine your effort with divine authority. That is the formula for results that are bigger, faster, and more sustainable than anything you could produce on your own. Breakthrough also happens when you are consistent. The first day, the second day, even the first week might not feel like much is changing. But the moment you make it a habit, the moment you take authority day after day, the momentum begins to build. Your prayers are not wasted, they are compounding. Doors that once seemed closed start to open. Opportunities you never saw coming appear. Obstacles that once blocked you seem to dissolve. You start to notice that when you move with discipline and authority, life begins to move with you instead of against you. That is the power of the 5 a.m. prayer. It multiplies everything you do and positions you to experience breakthrough in every area of your life. You may wonder, why 5 a.m.? Why not later in the morning? The answer is simple. By waking early, you step ahead of the crowd. You claim authority before the world wakes, before competition moves, and before challenges press on you. Those who rise later are often already reacting to the day, already behind the momentum, already fighting to regain ground. But the early riser moves first. The early riser speaks life first. The early riser positions themselves in alignment with the supernatural before circumstances even exist to oppose them. That is why the timing is not incidental. It is strategic. It's also about perspective. Early morning prayer forces focus. The distractions of the world are not yet pressing. The mind is fresh, the spirit is open, the heart is receptive, and when you speak words of faith, of authority, and of alignment with divine promises, you are planting seeds that will grow all day long. The breakthrough begins in that quiet, undisturbed moment, and it multiplies as the day unfolds. You are no longer passive. You are no longer waiting for circumstances to shift. You are creating the shift. You are unlocking the favor that was always available but required your initiative to activate. So don't underestimate the power of taking these early hours seriously. Don't underestimate the momentum that builds when you combine intention, authority, and divine alignment in the very first moments of your day. Speak with confidence, declare with faith, step into the breakthrough that is waiting for you, and watch how the world begins to shift in your favor because you refuse to wait and you refuse to be passive. Every day, life presents obstacles. Some are small, some are large, some seem impossible. Most people wake up, look at these obstacles, and immediately begin to worry, complain, or react out of fear. They allow circumstances to dictate their mindset, their energy, and their results. But you don't have to live that way. When you rise at 5 a.m. and speak with authority, you are positioning yourself to transform obstacles into opportunities. You are not waiting for problems to pass. You are stepping into the day with a mindset that shifts challenges into stepping stones. Every difficulty you face has the potential to work in your favor, but it requires the right approach, the right timing, and the right words to activate that transformation. When you speak your prayer early in the morning, before distractions take hold, you are claiming the ability to see solutions where others only see problems. You are opening your eyes to possibilities that are invisible to those who react late, to those who allow fear to set the tone. The obstacles that once seemed immovable begin to lose their weight because you are no longer approaching life from a place of limitation, but from a place of divine authority. This is not about denial or pretending problems don't exist. It's about realignment, aligning your mind, your spirit, and your actions with favor, wisdom, and clarity that only comes from intentional early morning focus. Think about it. Most people wait until problems press on them to take action. By that time, they are reacting, they are scrambling, and they are often too late to influence the outcome. But when you rise early and declare the direction of your day, you are already ahead. You are already influencing circumstances before they have a chance to push back. The moment you speak life over your obstacles, you are effectively flipping the script. What once appeared as a roadblock becomes a lesson, a door, or an opportunity. The world might not see it yet, but you begin to operate in a space where challenges no longer have the power to stop you. Opportunities often hide inside obstacles. A difficult conversation can teach you negotiation skills you would never have developed. A financial challenge can teach you discipline and creativity. A personal setback can sharpen your insight, build resilience, and position you for a bigger breakthrough. But if you approach these situations without intention, without the early morning alignment that comes from prayer, you miss the lessons and the opportunities. By claiming authority first thing in the morning, you shift your perspective. You begin to see that nothing is a dead end. Everything can be transformed into a step forward when you activate your faith, your focus, and your intention at the start of the day. It's also about confidence. When you pray at 5 a.m. and declare your day, you begin walking through life knowing you are positioned for victory. Obstacles still appear, but they no longer intimidate you. You are no longer passive, you are no longer reacting, you are moving with purpose, with clarity, and with the expectation that challenges will ultimately work in your favor. The simple act of taking authority in the early hours builds momentum that carries through the day. By the time the world begins to push back, you are already standing in a place of advantage, ready to navigate whatever comes with wisdom and calm. Many people underestimate the importance of perspective in dealing with obstacles. They focus on what is going wrong, what is missing, or what has failed, and their focus only magnifies the challenge. But when you rise early and begin your day with prayer, you shift your focus from limitation to possibility. You start your day looking for doors instead of walls, for solutions instead of problems, and for opportunities instead of excuses. That shift is not subtle. It changes your energy, your decisions, and the outcomes you experience. What once seemed like a threat becomes a stepping stone, and what once seemed like a loss becomes a lesson that propels you forward. The consistency of this practice compounds the effect. Every morning you rise early, speak with authority, and claim victory. You are reinforcing a pattern that trains your mind, your spirit, and your life to see obstacles differently. Over time, challenges that once caused stress or hesitation no longer have the power to shake you. Instead, they trigger creativity, growth, and opportunity. You begin to live in a state where transformation is normal, where problems are expected to work in your favor, and where your life moves in alignment with the potential you've always known exists. So don't allow the pressures of life to dictate your day. Don't wait for problems to tell you what to do. Take authority first thing in the morning. Speak with clarity, with faith, and with intention. Transform every obstacle into an opportunity and watch as your life shifts in ways that feel almost miraculous, all because you chose to start the day positioned for victory. Discipline is the bridge between intention and results. And there is no time when discipline matters more than in the first moments of your day. Most people think discipline is about doing what's hard, about forcing themselves to work or grind. But real discipline is about creating habits that set you up for success and sticking to them consistently, even when it feels uncomfortable. That's why rising at 5 a.m. and committing to this morning prayer is not just a spiritual act. It's a strategy that compounds blessings, opportunities, and breakthroughs over time. The power of consistency cannot be overstated. One day of prayer is good, 1 week is better, but when you make this a habit, month after month, year after year, you are building a foundation for your life that cannot be shaken by circumstances. When you rise early every day, speak your words of faith, and align your actions with divine favor, you are creating a momentum that grows stronger with every repetition. Discipline is the multiplier of success. Without it, even the most powerful prayers, the most inspired visions, and the strongest faith can be inconsistent and limited. But with discipline, your efforts compound, your words carry weight, your actions produce results, and your life begins to reflect the favor, abundance, and breakthroughs that you've been praying for. You are literally investing in the first hour of your day, and that investment grows exponentially as time goes on. Consistency in your morning routine also trains your mind and your spirit to expect victory. When you commit to this daily, you are reinforcing a mindset of alignment, authority, and faith. You no longer rely on luck, timing, or chance. You operate from a position of intentionality. Your focus sharpens, your energy aligns, your decisions become clearer. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming now feel manageable because you've created a pattern of preparation that positions you for success before the pressures of the world even arrive. Discipline compounds not just in results, but in confidence. You begin to trust yourself, your process, and the power of the alignment you are creating each morning. The key is to understand that this is not about instant gratification. It's about building a lifestyle that produces long-term sustainable success. One morning of prayer may not change everything, but 30 mornings, 90 mornings, 365 mornings, that consistency transforms not just your day, but your life. Opportunities multiply, doors open, relationships deepen, finances grow, peace and clarity become your default state. This is the power of discipline applied in the right way at the right time every single day. Many people underestimate how much influence consistent action has on the unseen. They think blessings, favor, and breakthroughs are random or external, but the truth is, they respond to the patterns you create. Discipline is the unseen engine that drives visible success. By committing to your 5 a.m. prayer, you are consistently positioning yourself for divine alignment, for breakthroughs, and for favor that is otherwise inaccessible. Every day you wake up and speak with authority, you are compounding the spiritual, mental, and emotional advantage that builds unstoppable momentum in your life. Discipline also teaches resilience. Some mornings will be hard. You may feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted. The world will try to steal your energy, convince you to sleep in, or distract you with trivialities. But discipline is what allows you to rise anyway. It's what allows you to speak life over your day, even when circumstances try to discourage you. And that resilience becomes a part of your character. You are no longer easily shaken. You are no longer reactive. You are proactive, intentional, and positioned to create the results you want in every area of life. It's important to see discipline not as restriction, but as empowerment. When you commit to this morning ritual consistently, you are not giving up comfort. You are gaining authority, clarity, favor, and momentum. Every morning becomes an opportunity to strengthen your faith, to align with your purpose, and to set the trajectory of your life for success. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. This is how potential turns into results. And this is how a life of consistent breakthrough is built, one intentional morning at a time. So make discipline your ally. Commit to rising early, commit to speaking with authority, and commit to the consistency that multiplies your efforts. Align your mornings with divine favor and watch how the compounding effect transforms your life, your relationships, your opportunities, and your destiny.